Are you using Clubhouse and you want to be a better moderator? I know that Clubhouse is the hottest social media platform out there and it is audio only, so you have to really make an impression with your voice and how you moderate your rooms. So if you're new here, I'm Nicole Saunders and I make videos all about how you can be a better business owner and use your personality and strengths so your business will grow and flourish because you have you in your business instead of chasing and doing what everybody else is doing. So on today's video, I have a special guest, JJ Ghatt. She is here sharing all of the tips, tricks, hacks, the do's, the don'ts of moderating a Clubhouse room. And y'all, this video is legit. So I'm so excited. Let's go on a field trip and let's hear from JJ. Let's go.
Oh, hey. So, people staring at me. What's up?
Hello.
Hello. So, I assume you're here from Nicole Saunders' YouTube channel because you're curious to know what it takes to be a Clubhouse super moderator and super host. If you are, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Let's close the door because we don't want everyone to know these secrets, shall we? My name is JJ Ghatt. Welcome. I have a Pinterest marketing YouTube channel, but I also share tips, tricks, and hacks on other social media platforms. So welcome. So today we are sharing with you 4 different do's and pros and things you should do if you want to be successful on the audio only app called Clubhouse, and 4 things that are don'ts if you are new to the platform and you would like to be a super moderator or super host, things you should avoid. And then here's the deal. If you stick through to these 4 and 4, at the end, I have bonus tips.
Just for you.
Anyway, so we are talking about what it takes, the 4 do's and don'ts of being a great Clubhouse moderator. So have a seat and let's get into it, shall we? Number 1, make sure you are adding value. Now, there is a temptation from the outside world. Clubhouse is in beta mode, which means that we are all, those of us who are in it, are essentially guinea pigs for the app, for the founders. And so we're trying to help them test out the waters and see how things work. It's a limited closed experience. So only iOS owners have access. So you have an iPhone or you have an iPad. And then also it's invite only still. So you have to know someone inside the app to get an invitation. So what that does is create some sort of insular, sort of intimate experience with 4 million people. And what happens is in Clubhouse is a lot of times people are willing to share the industry secrets. So if you get on a stage and you open up a room and you decide, you know, I am the expert on real estate, I am the expert on Etsy shop owning, I am the expert on entertainment for, you know, anything industry, whatever it is that you decide to open up a room for, add value. The more you can share information, share your knowledge, and be generous with your experiences to your audiences, the better you'll be received in the audiences in the app. So that's the first thing, is to add value. Don't hold back. Number 2, be empathetic. Now, I have been on a stage before and have been completely humiliated by one of the moderators. And I've been in rooms when sometimes the moderators talk in a manner to the people who come up on stages that's not so nice. And so if you can possibly be empathetic to people who are entering your room and encountering your stages, and for those you don't know, I should do maybe pause a little bit, the way the setup is. It's like a convention hall. So I liken it to a huge convention of several mini industries. But in each wing of this major convention hall, you have different industries, and there's rooms, there's hallways. Down the hallways, they have rooms flanking each side. Outside the room, similar to a real convention, you have the title, maybe who's speaking on stage, and you can choose based on that to go inside. When you go inside, most likely, if the room has already been in session, you'll see people on stages, you'll see perhaps moderators, you may see a host at the podium, and you'll see rows of people. So the people come to your stage, they're coming to you with different cultures, from different languages, from different communities. And so if you have a familiarity or you are comfortable, and it's great if you can relate to them. I've been in rooms when people come on the stage and they say something, and you can tell that no one on stage, none of the moderators, none of the hosts have any awareness of the person's background. And so it's a little bit, could be awkward. So if you can be nurturing and be welcoming and sort of, just make people feel good. When they leave your room, when they leave your stages, you want them to feel good. So if you can do that, that's going to be a win. So that's the second thing, is be empathetic. Don't, get the green bean, go to your head and be condescending and sort of sit there like it's you're on the throne, holier than thou, and the little peons below ask you a question and you say, please begin your statement with my question is, which is nothing wrong with that. It can come off as sort of high and mighty-ish. But anyway, that's it. Be empathetic. Number 2. Now for the next. Your coffee break. This is hard work, Nicole. Okay, number 3. Number 3, I kind of allude to it, and engage. Engage. There's different ways you can engage with your audience. So what happens is, if you're on the stage, your moderators, and people on stage are the only ones who have the mic. So there's different ways you can engage the entire room. One way is, as people come to your stage, you can read the bio that they have in their Clubhouse bio and discreetly perhaps introduce them to the room.
Coming to the stage is Michael. Michael is an inspiring artist who has showcased his work on lots of different platforms. So everyone, welcome Michael to the stage.
That's one way. Another way is, if you can read their bio, hold it close to your chest, and as you're engaging, as the person asks a question, as you're responding, you can give them back a little bit of some information that you gauged from their bio back to them. So, Mary, I realize that you're in Clubhouse because you're trying to network, because you just started a bakery. So here are some different things that you can do from a baker's perspective, or from a creative perspective, or from the perspective of someone who is a maker. So then Mary's going to be like, wow, oh, that's great. You read my bio. And so they'll feel good about yourself. They'll feel like you really are engaged and you are invested in them in the short time that they're on your stage. So that's one way, is to be engaging. And the way you can be engaging to people who do not come on stage is, as folks enter your room or leave the room, if you can call out a few people and say, hey, Charlie's. Hey, what's up? Welcome, Mary. Welcome, Amanda. Hey, Philip. Hey, Charlene. Thank you for coming. Hey, Cicely, I'm so happy that you were here the whole time. Thank you for joining our room. So that's one of the ways that you can be engaging to the audience, is sort of acknowledge that they're there, acknowledge that there are no true hierarchies, that everyone matters. And so that's all part of being an excellent moderator, is if you can engage with your audience. So let's go on to number 4. And the fourth and last one is invite people to speak. People sometimes are hesitant because it's their first time on the app. Perhaps they have never been on the stage before, and perhaps they're nervous. If you can't, especially if you have co-moderators, scan the room. See if there's someone in the room, in the club already, in the club's room, or in the room, who has an interesting bio. And so invite them to speak. If you invite someone to speak, it's essentially saying that I know you have something to say, or you may have something to say. I'd like you to join the stage. And so sometimes you feel good by just inviting people to speak. So that's the 4 ways of being a great Clubhouse moderator host. Now let's get on to the things that you should not do. And now, the things to avoid. Number 1, try not to talk too much.
I am a talkative person.
I love to talk. So I say this not in a judgmental way, but I say this in order to share. Talking too much is not attractive on Clubhouse, because what happens is sometimes your rooms are short. There's a lot of people on stage. A lot of people have contributions. And so if you get an opportunity, if you're a moderator, try to temper your comments and statements to 1, and try not to be too verbose or chatty or long-winded. I know it's hard. You can practice it. Perhaps give yourself a timer and say, I'm only going to answer this question for a short amount of time. But that's the first thing, is try not to talk too much. So number 2, so we can just roll right into that one. Also, try not to talk too much about yourself. Now, if you're answering a question, or you're responding, or we're talking anecdotally about something, you can say, oh, in my experience, this is what happened to me. Briefly do that as it relates to the person who's asked a question, and send it back to them immediately. You don't want to have an example of yourself in every single answer. Don't do that, because it's not about you. And a lot of times your particular insular unique situation doesn't apply to everyone, and they're not here to hear about you. This is not about you. It's about other people. So it's the same way if YouTube, I always tell people, it's YouTube, it's really about you the viewer, you're the not me. That's how it is in Clubhouse. So avoid talking about yourself too much. So those are number 1 and number 2. Number 3 things to avoid doing is not yielding to the host and moderator. A lot of times someone will invite you on their stage, perhaps in a dance. They may say, hey, I need a co-moderator. Can you come on and be a co-moderator? Or they may say, hey, come on and be my guest for this room. Or perhaps they bring you up from the audience and you add value and they decide, hey, you're adding so much value, I'm going to give you a moderator badge, or I'll invite you to stay on the stage and pour into people and give advice based on your experiences. Because, for example, I do YouTube rooms. Sometimes there's a YouTuber that has a huge audience, a huge experience, and I can see based on even when they came on stage to ask a question that they have a lot of value they can add. They have a lot of insight. They have a lot of inspiration. So I want them to contribute. So I'll say, hey, stay on stage. If you're ever asked to stay on stage or be invited to a stage, you should always yield to the person who's the host or the moderator or the person who opened the group or the club host owners, and don't be presumptuous and think that you have the answer to everything. So you should always pause, take a beat, wait to see if the moderator or the other hosts come off mic, and if they do, let them speak first, and then afterwards you can chime in. You should never be the one to just butt in to be like, I got this, and I got this, and I got this one, I got this one too, and I got this one as well. You don't know it all. So let's do that. Just yield to the other host. That's it. And the 4th and final thing you should try to avoid doing is avoid poaching audience members. So someone has a club or someone has a following and they open up a room, and based on their club, their following, their popularity outside or inside the app, they curate a wonderful room, a wonderful opportunity, and people come on stage with various different needs. Sometimes someone will come on stage and say, hey, I have a huge budget. I'm starting this new project. I don't know what I'm doing. I love some help. I'd love some advice. Now, if you are in the audience or you are a moderator or you have the opportunity and you hear that and you say, oh my God, and the little dollar signs cha-ching goes off in your head, you're like, you know what? I got the answer for this person. I know what you can do. I can help you. Hit me in the DMs. Essentially what you're doing is kind of like if someone was you go into someone's house and you see a guest and you take the guest out the house and you say, hey, by the way, across the street, I have another party going on over there. I know this is a nice party, but particularly for, I see you like chocolate. I got chocolate in my own house. And come on, let me see if I can sell you some chocolate that I got in my house. You want to avoid doing that. So the best thing to do is if you're interested and hit someone in the DM is just go ahead and discreetly say, hey, I saw you were in my room, so you had questions, I can ask you. But try to avoid it on stage saying, hey, let me talk to you in the DM. I can help you out there. DM me. I don't think it's necessarily, I think they're wrong necessarily to do that. You can, if the person is perceptive and they're looking for you, great. But I think on a stage you want to avoid doing that because it can rub people the wrong way, and then you won't be invited back. And then that really sucks because then you just closed that door and you've burnt that bridge. So try to avoid that. So those are 4 things you should avoid for a Clubhouse moderator. So now we're going to talk about quick little bonus tips. So thank you for staying to the end. Because you stayed this far, I got 4 awesome bonus tips for you. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's finish off these last bonus tips that I have here for you. Number 1, reset the room. So that's the thing in Clubhouse. Sometimes rooms go on for a half an hour to an hour or longer, sometimes days. And so if you're just joining the room, you might be like, okay, I see the title, but you're not talking about what the title is. So what's going on in here? So it's helpful if you are a host or a moderator to quote unquote reset the room. Essentially reset, telling people, okay, this is the club. This is the room. This is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is what we're talking about now. Invite them to join the club. Invite them to follow the moderators. By all means, do not require them to follow moderators to get on stage. Do not require them to pay the moderators because people have done that in the past. But gently suggest that if they like the room, they like the moderators, or if they want to be where the moderators are, they can do that. So reset the room every once in a while. The second thing is take notes. I've been in some rooms and the moderators will be like, we're taking notes. And these notes are available here. They're given away for free. Some people actually charge for notes, which is great. That's one way to monetize the app. So taking notes and sharing notes with the audience who come in late or who just didn't scribble enough or who might have missed something, that's a wonderful value add. Would make you an excellent moderator. The third thing is if you can keep up with the pace of the room and be acknowledging, cognizant of when the room and the title is going off rails, because that happens sometimes. And then sometimes the pace gets draining, or you start to just get boiled down to one particular person, audience members, and their issue and their story is just not either taking up all the oxygen in the room or just getting overwhelming. And so we're pointing to say, you know what, let's shut this down. Let's take this on the outside of the app. I can connect with you in the DMs, or perhaps the conversation is just going in a whole nother direction and you want to repivot. So a great moderator is aware of what's going on in the room and is able to set the pace and readjust.
Also, a good moderator knows when someone wants to speak and has come off mic, or is able to make sure that all the voices are heard, and female voices, which a lot of times get dwarfed by large booming male voices, are allowed to have some space and get some oxygen as well in the room. Yeah, that's it.
That way. And the fourth and final thing is energy. I've been told many times that they love my energy and people love moderating with me because I'm energetic. I'm an energetic person. I drink my coffee, but I'm come off mic and make like jokes, or I might, be coy or playful with the people that are coming on stage. And all of that keeps the room energetic and high in spirits and make people feel good about being there and good about the great experience. So if you can be energetic, but if you're not a naturally energetic person, I highly recommend a shot of coffee before you set your room, or just fake it, or bring co-moderators or other people like myself who you know are going to be energetic to make sure your room is popping. So there you have it, 4 do's, 4 don'ts, and 4 bonus tips for being an awesome moderator. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much, Nicole Saunders. This was a great collaboration. So if you are interested in Nicole Saunders' channel, if you're here, check her out. She's a rising YouTuber like myself. She does coaching and guidance to digital creators, entrepreneurs, people who are using online spaces to make their business, whether they're serving products or clients or coaching. And yeah, so that's Nicole Saunders. So thanks so much. I talk to you guys later and see you on the other side.
Y'all, wasn't JJ amazing? She gave us all of those resources and tips and tricks and hacks for how we can be better Clubhouse moderators, the do's, the don'ts, and what we should be doing to really command an audience, and how to be the best Clubhouse moderator possible. If you are not already on Clubhouse, I encourage you to go over there and join. It is an invite only platform, currently iOS only, and it is audio only. If you haven't checked out my Clubhouse videos from, earlier months, make sure you do that. I will drop those links in the description below. But y'all know I am a huge advocate and lover of Clubhouse. It has helped me get podcast guest interviews, YouTube collaborations like this one with JJ. It has helped me build a bigger network and more relationships with other entrepreneurs, and y'all, who doesn't want that? So if you enjoyed this video, I make videos here each and every week, Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern and Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, so you can get all the things you need to grow your business. And y'all know I love all the things personalities, so that way you can have you in your business. And make sure that you subscribe so you can keep getting all those videos and more. And if you're from JJ's channel, thank you so much for hopping over here today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something from her. But y'all, again, JJ is amazing. If you're not following her on Clubhouse, make sure that you go ahead and do that. I will drop her handle as well as mine already down in the description below. All right, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me on this little field trip we went on today. I hope that you learned something from JJ, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. So make sure you leave a comment below. I want to hear it. If you like this video about Clubhouse moderating, give me a big thumbs up so I can know that you want more videos similar to this, or that you want more collaborations. And if you have a question about moderating a Clubhouse room or something JJ went over, make sure you drop that comment below as well. Again, y'all, make sure you subscribe. I want to keep hanging out with you. So, yes. All right, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed it, but I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.